I felt real bad too because Chris Jones was Mr. Basketball that year. I felt Chris was to me at the time growing up, he was probably one of the best talents I have ever saw, man.
I don't know. Can you talk about him? I don't know too much about
Chris
him.
Jones. Chris Jones was about 6'4", 6'5".
Okay.
Man, he was athletic. He kind of remind you of Silas Mills, but didn't have the attitude of the Silas Mills. Quiet spoken guy, but very athletic, man. Could jump out the gym, could shoot, could dribble, could pass. He could do a little bit of everything. Chris probably would have went to Arizona. He was getting recruited to replace Sean Elliott.
Okay, yeah.
But what ended up happening to Chris was his mom passed away. So to honor his mom, he ended up going to Drake University.
Okay.
Yeah. So Chris probably would have been a pro. He should have been a pro, man. And his dad, Mr. Jones, was his dad.
Okay.
Our head coach was his father.
I didn't know. Okay.
And Chris, he was a phenomenal talent, man. Phenomenal.
I didn't even know Coach Jones had a son that was back home and all that.
Man, crazy. Chris was cold.
Coach Jones,
he was, I think he was Mr. Basketball. It was 88, 89, 88, 89. He was Mr. Basketball. And I mean, that class was loaded with talent coming out. And he was Mr. Basketball. At the time, we wasn't even in the city conference. We was considered the Big Nine.
Okay.
And we only had the Southside schools, public schools playing. Us, minus Tech, it was us, South, Bayview, and Pulaski. We was the only public schools playing against the Racine and Kenosha schools.
Okay.
And we was the Big Nine conference. But I felt bad because I missed them free throws and a chance to send Chris upstate to go out with a bang.
Feeling that ownership from the older guys. So
we lost to Carlton McGee and them. Them dudes went upstate. I think they ended up losing to Robert Berryhill and them at Racine Horlick, which Berryhill and them was cold too.
Was that the guard from Racine? Is he a guard or that?
Well, he was a wing.
Okay.
Berryhill was a wing. Isaac. They had Isaac too. I can't remember Isaac's last name, but he was a guard too. But Horlick was loaded at that time. They was really good, but so was South Division, man. At that time, they had Steve Bigger Brown, Carlton McGee. They had a little Latino point guard named Jeff House.
Okay.
They were good too, man, and well coached at the time too. But just missed the opportunity as a freshman, man. And send him upstate, man. Send him out with a bang.
Yeah, definitely. I understand that the full 5 way. I mean, all the way. Is there any times that you feel like, who was the killers when you was hooping, like in high school?
Like when I played?
Yeah, like from around the Milwaukee area at least.
When I played, man, I was caught in between
I know you said
a real tough era. Our era was something else. And I think we was the tail end of that era. I say that class came behind us with Ewell and Eric Keeler and them. That class at Mo Madison and them, they was exceptionally talented too.